Yeah, we bring reviews of your house. Talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house. Wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house. We keeps it cool with your house. We keeps it cool with your house. I'm spitting truths in your house.
Yes, Mark's hating on his fans. Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like alliance. Household a dangerous alliance. I am a nightmare like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kofi. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Fuck this shit! It's all about podcasts these days.
This is Leo Rush, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and you are listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakan House and my man, Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Scott and Hutch, ready to get at work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. And ooh, where is the clock? I'm checking the time because last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit them with that work, round the clock. You guys already know what it is. Oh yes, the director's in the building. Me and Hutch about to kill him. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Ready for this awesome weekend.
Yeah.
We got a badass show that we're about to go to that we're going to touch on a little bit later.
Yeah.
And man, we got some heavy stuff to talk about, man. I've made some changes and some adjustments in regards of my viewing choices.
Yeah.
And man, there's, for every good, awesome thing that's happening in wrestling, there's just some really irritating bad things happening in wrestling, bro. Like,
I get it, man. Like, for me personally, and I kind of know what you're getting at. Like, I've been vibing real heavy on AEW recently, like so super heavy. And like, when the war started, or if you want to call it a war, whatever. If you call it a war, cool. You call it a war, whatever. But when this war started back in October, I personally had been dedicating myself to doing the old traditional thing of flipping channels live, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I dig that. And I used to do that all the time back in the day.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I was doing it. But my point in saying that, Hutch, my point in saying that, man, is it like the last almost month now, like, I ain't been feeling like flipping back and forth. I just been feeling like staying with one program, bro. Like, that's just where I've been, bro. And I'm just keeping it a whole stack. That's just where I've been. Is how can I say this, man? And this, you know what? Whatever. If we sound negative, we sound negative, and I'm just gonna take it for what it is. I have not felt the urgency in watching any WWE programming right now. Not right now, man. In WrestleMania season, not right now.
Well, you're absolutely right. And honestly, Con, I'm right there with you. And if you'd like, I'll go ahead and break down what was my tipping point on this.
Go ahead. Go ahead. This is an open conversation, man.
Blood Money 8.
Yowie wowie!
All right.
Okay. Y'all know, any long-term or semi-quasi long-term listeners know that I have been riding this Bray Wyatt bandwagon.
Since the beginning. Hutch.
Right out the
very beginning.
Precisely, sir. Right out the gate. And I also said that when it failed, when it failed in my opinion, should I say. Because, oof, man, we're going to get to that later. I got to stress the words, my opinion.
Right.
But we'll get to that in the next subject that we're going to touch on.
Sure.
Now, I said that I would admit, when they have dropped the ball on Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, you said that many, many, many times on this show, bro.
And Con.
Yeah.
Household. They have dropped the ball on Bray Wyatt.
They sure did, bro. They dropped the ball.
They built this man, this fiend, this monster, this deity, whatever it is that you want to call him, his character. They built him as in the Fiend doesn't show up unless until somebody had wronged Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, here's Goldberg. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have Goldberg. And first off, let's back up a little bit further. Hell in a Cell. Seth Rollins threw everything but the fucking kitchen sink at Bray Wyatt. That fool, no sold it and kept it pushing. Right?
He did.
And they proceeded. Now, granted, yes, we said before that they're booking this man into a corner.
Yep.
We could say, nah, he probably didn't need that title. No, he didn't. He didn't. We should have knew that was the first nail in the coffin. But excuse me for trying to be optimistic. I should have known better with WWE. Now, let us go to Blood Money 8. Here comes Bill Goldberg, headbutt the door and all that bullshit.
He was supposed to stop doing that, bro, after he knocked his dome piece the first time he did it.
Facts. Now, why would the Fiend fight Goldberg? How did Goldberg wrong Bray Wyatt?
Had they ever even crossed paths?
No, I mean unless it was a catering, like did Goldberg gank Bray Wyatt's bean dip? What happened here? What's the story? Oh, that's right, there isn't one. We're just going to do this because Saudi Arabia is living in back in the day, and they think Goldberg's on streak number 457.
Yo,
these fuckers still think Yokozuna's alive. Okay, so they wanted to do this to get that blood money, right? Okay, so they just fuck that character. We'll just let Goldberg go over on Bray Wyatt with a fucked up jackknife. They beat him with a suplex, bruh.
Basically beat him with
and 5 spears.
And 5 spears. But man, my whole thing was if they absolutely wanted to give this title to Goldberg or have him be the one to beat Bray Wyatt as the Fiend, couldn't they have this? I guess this would have been too much storytelling if they would have had him take his mask off. Take the mask off and reveal, not reveal, but he transformed from the Fiend to regular old Bray Wyatt, the one that fought the Miz.
Right. Or something.
Something.
But here's where it even gets worse. Just when you think the WWE can't fuck up anymore, it gets worse. The SmackDown where John Cena came back.
I haven't watched it. I honestly haven't watched it.
I solely, all I'm going off of here is clips that I've seen on like Twitter and all of that. But I was curious as to how they would follow up The Fiend.
Right.
You want to know what they did, bruh?
What?
John Cena comes out, and I'm paraphrasing here because, again, I didn't watch it because, you know what? I just don't got that kind of time anymore. John Cena was basically like, I want to give my spot to one of the younger talent at WrestleMania, right? So John Cena makes his exit, walks up to the ramp, and is looking around, and all of a sudden, there's The Fiend. There's The Fiend. Now, you could sit here and say, yeah, Bray Wyatt and Cena do have a past.
They do. Yes, they do. That's the truth.
6 years ago, or give or take whatever it was, Bray Wyatt, did the job to Cena. So there is history there. But how do they build to the match, Con? Bray Wyatt, this Fiend, this monstrosity, this uncontrollable being, still got to come out and point at that WrestleMania sign. Just like everybody else. He just walks out, points at the WrestleMania sign, and what's John Cena do? He looks at the sign as well, looks back at the Fiend, and tips his cap to him. Kind of give him a how do you do? A how do you do there, Fiend? Oh, by God, by Jolly Go, we'll go ahead and have us a go there at WrestleMania. It'll be fantastic. As John Cena stands there looking like he's dressed like a fucking 12-year-old. I can't deal with this shit anymore, guys. I'm going to lay it out right now. I did my best to not be biased.
Right.
I did my best to remain Switzerland. And we're not the kind of show that's going to come out and continuously shit on a product. You want a podcast like that? There's tons of kids sitting in their mom's basement right now.
For real. Doing it right now. And that's all they do. That is all they do.
That is all they do. Sitting there smelling like mothballs and Aspercream. Just bitching about the product. That's not this kind of show. So I personally have elected to omit WWE programming from my repertoire because it is nothing short of frustrating to see a company that has the level of talent that they have. Because as much as I love AEW, WWE has the best roster in wrestling, period.
That's
hands
facts.
Down, unequivocally.
Yep.
Yet they don't know what the fuck to do with any of them. None of them. They don't give a damn about making stars, and all they are doing is setting themselves up for failure 10 to 20 years from now when they can't bring in the Goldbergs and the Austins and the Cenas and all that. Who the fuck are they going to bring in?
Bro,
Who's
they're just staying afloat right now. They're still they're playing from behind right now, bro. Like moving over to AEW, something I really want to talk about is the emergence of Jake the Snake Roberts. And I want to say this. People who are affiliated with being a part of this quote unquote war, this division between WWE and AEW, so if you should call it that, are going to say, "Oh, well, look what AEW is doing. Well, they're bringing in old guys and blah, blah, blah." I challenge you with this. It is not the fact that it's the old guys. That's what we're not pissed about, guys. It's the utilization. Now, when you get guys like Goldberg and even Undertaker, and even though they have earned the right, especially Undertaker, they've earned with the legacies that they've built, they've earned the right to come in and do a little quick job and bounce out. It's been nobody more than the Undertaker, but I say it like this: it's the utilization, man. Though you use those guys as like sideshows as to where you have somebody who's like Jake Roberts, Arn Anderson, that are being used as managers, a position in wrestling that was a dying art. We're starting to bring it back heavy now, and the way that AEW is doing it is really well, because you got Tully there, you got Arn there, now you have Jake the Snake Roberts. Now that makes me interested, Hutch. Who in the world has the privilege and the honor to be managed by Jake the Snake Roberts?
I'm going to guess Brody Lee.
That'd be awesome.
Because I think, because it seems the toss up, because you got your free agents right now that are currently in the buzz of making their debut in AEW,
Yeah.
and that's Lance Archer,
Yep.
Matt Hardy,
Yep. Another hot free agent.
and so that's why I think it's going to be Brody Lee, because Brody Lee seems like, of all those characters, I think Brody Lee is the one that would mesh the best with Jake Roberts.
Yeah, I vibe with that.
And I got to say, I love that segment. And I'm glad you brought this up, because it's a very stark contrast to watch how WWE utilizes their veterans.
Yeah.
And to see how AEW is using theirs, because you hit the nail on the head, brother, when you said that they utilize their talent to put over the younger talent.
Yep.
And that's how it should be.
Bro, now that just because Jake the Snake Roberts is attached to whoever this person is going to be, Brody Lee would be great, but whoever it may be, they're already coming out the gate with good rub, bro, because like Jake the Snake Roberts is endorsing you, man.
Exactly. And you know what? I seen speaking of Jake Roberts, I saw a tweet from Bubba Ray Dudley. And I could not I could not agree with this more.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
Now that Jake Roberts is in AEW, nobody under any circumstance should use a DDT as a transitional move.
Interesting.
And how do you say it? If anybody uses it as a transitional move, they should be shoot Mafia kicked in the face.
Oh damn.
And I was like, well, that's a bit harsh. I think a certain talking to would work first.
Talk to him, yeah.
But again, I see his point.
You're right, I dig it.
I absolutely, because again, what did Jake Roberts say the DDT meant? The end.
Yep.
And that right there is why that move should be saved. That move should, because I mean, come on, man. You could do a corkscrew plancha and in place of that, or suicide dive. My God,
something
there's plenty
else.
of those. Like you.
Bro,
don't...
I'd love to see the DDT be protected again. That was always one of my favorite moves.
Less is more, man. We say it a lot. Less is more. But I mean, and I'm sitting here thinking of how great of a match Brody Lee and Cody would have.
Yo, that'd be good.
It would be fucking dope. And speaking of Cody, did you hear, bruh? Fans are so petty.
What?
Fans started a Kickstarter for Cody to help Cody get rid of that tattoo on his neck.
Yo, how's Cody responding to this response to the tattoo? Is he giving it any oxygen? I haven't seen.
He actually gave a really, really good explanation for it on one of I think it was like the road to Kansas City or wherever it was they were this week.
Really?
And he basically said that that he believes in his brand and he wants it to be visible. I mean, he like I definitely recommend. I don't want to step on his words because he definitely could say it more eloquently than I could paraphrase it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw it, my first reaction was yikes. Because again, I like the tattoo.
Yeah, it's a dope tattoo.
But I don't think I would have put it there. You know what I mean? Like, again,
bro.
It's his body, it's his temple.
Yeah,
he can decorate it how he wants. I'm not. Who am I to sit here? I mean, what was funny was how much time that consumed the people's minds on, or how much time that took out of people's lives for them to tweet about it and stuff. I saw arguments going on about it, bro.
People was fighting.
Twitter's wild. Twitter is wild.
Yo, that's the
and again, we'll get into that later because I caused a little bit of a shitstorm on Twitter.
Man, you had him talking, bro. What was you doing, man? We got to get to that, man. We're gonna get to that, guys. But we're having a whole lot of fun here. Talking, well, some fun, really. We're just riffing right now, guys. Talking about frustrations with WWE and moving right along to Jake the Snake Roberts showing up there in AEW, which I thought was awesome. Man, I feel like I'm enjoying AEW so much. You know what I mean, man? And like I'm going back, and even today I watched NXT. I'm just like, good episode, but I'm really following what AEW is doing, man. Everything is starting to really move along with them, and what do they got going on? Blood and Guts? What exactly is Blood and Guts? Is that them doing a War Games? What is that?
Yeah, that's we couldn't get the War Games moniker. You know what I mean? We couldn't get that copyright to work in our favor. But you know what?
Not.
I don't give a damn what you call it. You can call it Pinochle in the Cage, and it's still going to be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
Well, they're going to
matter.
do it dope. They're going to do it in a dope way.
Oh, you know they will, just like they have everything else. Oh, damn! I'm not mostly everything else, because again, I'm not going to sit here to say like AEW's perfect.
Yeah,
but for every silly ass librarian gimmick or whatever, you got the excellence that is Cody Rhodes or MJF or Moxley or Jericho or the new star that they made in Darby Allin.
My God.
Do you guys hear the pops that man gets as soon as his music hits and those lights go down and they know he's about to come out there? Dude, they got a potential mega star in Darby Allin as long as he can keep himself healthy.
You said it right there, man. They really do got a potential megastar with him. At some point, they're going to have... Man, I hate to say it like this because that's not really what AEW is about, but at some point, when are they going to be like, we got to reel him in and only have him having those crazy matches at like whatever quarterly event they're going to have? You know what I mean? Whether it be All or Nothing or Double or Nothing, that is, or All Out, and just kind of save him on TV every single week. Like maybe only do shows where he's maybe cutting a good promo or something like that. Like don't use him in a match every single week, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, and it makes me like, and I know this is kind of what wrestling is supposed to be. It's supposed to like get you into it and be suspenseful, but I don't like that kind of suspense. I don't want to see that man break himself because again, I like Darby Allin. Again, I met the guy. Yeah, I was actually lucky enough to catch that dude like outside of the arena and when AEW ran through Indianapolis. And wish I could have talked to him more again. Go back on the old episode. We talked about how that other dude, the other fan that met him, made an asshole out of himself. All that. It
Go
was
back
a whole
and check out that old episode, guys.
It was a whole big thing. Darby Allin looked at me. I'm just like, what the fuck was that? And Darby's like, I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, like again, I love me some Darby Allin, man, and I want to see if you ask me, he's destined to be AEW champ one day, and when that happens, it'll be fucking huge.
Yeah,
I just hope again he can keep his temple from being broken because dude is kind of reckless. I don't want to say reckless in a bad way, but
I know what you mean. That's like
reckless in a daredevil kind of way.
Exactly. I feel you. That he is, and I want to see him last because out of his style, he's different. Like he vibes with people. Who knows? Like, dare I say, and yep, I'm gonna say it. Darby Allin could be that next big megastar, that person with that natural thing that people get behind.
Yep.
He's genuinely him, and there's so many people that like have that guy's vibe. He could really change some things. I see something big in Darby Allin, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. And like I love like he does like those. I love like his like unique videos that he does and the sign gimmicks that he does like during like the commercial breaks and the way that they basically built the match with him and Sammy Guevara with no verbal promos hardly at all.
Yeah,
think about it. Whoa, wait a minute, is that right?
I don't think they said anything.
I don't think, and guys, correct
yeah,
us if
correct
we're
us,
wrong.
for sure, absolutely.
But in the build of that match, I don't believe an actual word of dialogue was spoken. And why would it be? Because the injury, the quote unquote injury that they had on Darby Allin's neck would make him where he couldn't talk. Hence why he was using the signs to begin with.
Right.
And then they did like those random like videos and stuff. So yeah, I think they built that with no dialogue.
Wow. There's something about Darby Allin, man. there's definitely something about him that's special. There's something special about him, and you've met him, and hell, he's done a drop for our show, man, and it's been a great show so far. He sure has, and it's been a great show, guys. When you guys listen to this, it's going to be Saturday morning, 6 a.m. We're giving you guys a special Saturday episode, and that's the same day we're going to be moving right along to New Wave Pro, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first, guys, we are going to take a little pause for the cause here, and we come back. We have another subject that we want to talk about, this little shitstorm that old HUTCH started over there on Twitter, and yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about our sponsor, come back, do that, talk a little bit of New Wave Pro. Hey guys, this is the director, Con House, of In Your House, and this episode is sponsored by Podcorn. Podcorn is a marketplace connecting podcasters to amazing podcast sponsorship opportunities such as host read ads, interview segments, topical discussions, and more. With Podcorn, there is no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on the platform, set their own rates, and collaborate with brands directly without any exclusivities. You never give up any rights to your podcast, and Podcorn is here to support you at every step to ensure you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for brands. The marketplace mission is to give podcasters transparency, creative control, and freedom, and full control of how and when they monetize. So check the show notes on this episode and you will see a link to www.podcorn.com/podcasters. But now it's time to get back to In Your House. Welcome back, guys, to In Your House, hosted by the director, Con House, and the cornerstone of commentary, Mikey Hutch. And man, what is this shit that you did over on Twitter, bro? What the hell happened, man? What were you doing? You just caused a firestorm, bro. What the fuck?
I caused a rift, man. Like, I inadvertently, as I was just casually minding my own business,
That's how it goes on Twitter.
It really does, man. I went ahead and apparently I drew a line in the sand. I put up, and if you guys go to my Twitter at Hutch IYH, I actually got it as my pinned tweet right now. So, like, you click on it's like search my gimmick, Hutch IYH on the Twitter, pull up my profile. It's right there on the top. And you guys can feel free to go through and look through this shitstorm of comments, and I'm going to give you guys the highlights now. I put a picture of MJF with a, black and white, with that smarmy ass, want to punch him right in the cocksucker look he has on his face, with a quote that says, "Fuck them kids."
Yeah.
And I am with this comment from myself. This says, MJF is the greatest heel. Excuse me. MJF is the greatest heel in the game, hands down. Nobody else comes close.
Bro.
All of
you
a
got
sudden,
blown up with over 200 reactions, 40 comments, bro. Like, yo.
Dude, like, I'm going to pull up the, what is it? The statistics on this as far as the activity. The impressions, which is times people saw this tweet on Twitter, 12,230. Total engagements, 1,636. I'll save you guys all the numbers and shit. That's just a few of them. Again, it's ridiculous how this blew up. But everybody was like, Randy Orton says hi. Randy Orton says hello. Here's this gif of Randy Orton saying stupid, stupid, stupid. I posed this question first off. And believe me, I'm going to at every single one of you assholes that try to step in my way and step in my path and try to give me smoke just because I wanted to give an opinion. My opinion. Who would you guys have said in Randy Orton's place had Randy Orton not dropped Beth Phoenix on her face on Monday Night Raw? Why is Randy Orton on your guys' lips? I'll tell you why. Because he's fresh in your minds. That's why.
He's literally got the best thing going on in WWE right now at the moment.
Right, which again is like the equivalent of being a valedictorian of a summer school, but I digress.
Yowie wowie!
Now, so I like Randy Orton, and yes, I did see the highlights of the segment with him and Beth Phoenix, and it was fantastic. Randy Orton is a fucking killer heel. I always said heel Randy Orton is the best Randy Orton. I am not taking anything away from Randy Orton, but if you ask me, the difference between Randy Orton and MJF, and basically MJF pretty much against anybody in WWE right now, is MJF is free to say whatever MJF wants to say. He is not restricted by the creativity or lack thereof by the 37 writers in WWE, as well as Vince McMahon, who, as we previously stated, lives in his own bubble.
Yep, facts.
Now, MJF, another reason why MJF is better, in my opinion, than Randy Orton, is most likely, and I'm sure he could be a dick, and I'm sure there's instances that some fans could pick out from somewhere of, oh, Randy Orton was a dick at this time, because I know these clowns on Facebook was really trying to throw him at me, and I parked him every single time. MJF doesn't shut his character off. WWE's talent, their characters shut off when the cameras do. Because they want to be liked on social media. They want to sell those T-shirts. They want to get those followers, right?
Yeah.
MJF is still getting that while flipping off kids. While flipping off people in wheelchairs. And what's funny, Con, is let me go ahead and read some of these, if you don't mind, sir. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of the highlights from this. And you tell me what this describes to you. Anybody who's a wrestling fan. And you guys feel free to play along at home. Okay? What type of person has to make threats, against kids and flip off kids? That doesn't make him a heel. That just makes him a dickhead.
Yo.
MJF is just a bad person. MJF's just an asshole. You shouldn't have to talk smack about people's weight. You shouldn't have to talk smack about people's kids, calling them a mistake. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Again, mostly gentlemen, because usually it's only dudes that usually listen to this show. We don't have a whole lot of women. Do you want to know what that is? That's a fucking heel. That's what a heel
guy,
is.
Bro, he's an asshole.
So my response to all these clowns on Facebook was, did that trigger you? Did that make you upset? Did that make you not like him? Did that make you want to see him get his ass beat? Guess what that is? It's an effective heel. It's a heel that will talk people into seats, into the arena, so they don't want to settle with watching that man get pulverized at home. They want to witness it live if they can, because they detest that asshole. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a heel.
See, man, like, MJF, he's what a heel should be in 2020, man. He's the modern day heel. He's doing it the way it needs to be done, because the stuff that he's doing, like, let's look at it like this. If he flipped off a kid or somebody in a wheelchair or something on AEW television, don't you think that it would be like he would be doing it, but it would be scripted? It would be put into the script. He's doing it on social media, all over social media, where it's like, there's no way this is scripted. This dude is just a prick. Like,
I'll say social media. I bet this fool's doing it at Walmart.
He's probably doing it when the cameras ain't even on him, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This fool is a heel 24/7, 365. And again, I don't know. Again, I don't know MJF. I never met him. He may just be a legit dickhead. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's why he's so good at it. I don't know. But I feel like I do know Unlike a lot of these kids, and that's what I'm going to call them, man. A lot of these kids who haven't been watching wrestling as long as because you know how many people, and I know it's going to make me sound old as hell, but I was just like, look, how long you been watching wrestling? I'm like, I've been watching wrestling because they called me an AEW fan. Yeah, that's what triggered me. They're like, oh, these AEW fans don't know what they're talking about. They're crazy. And again, it was another one of those sheep that was like, oh, he's just a dickhead. You know, you shouldn't be talking about kids and death threats and all this. Oh, wear a helmet. And they sell them at Walmart, asshole, because life's rough. Anyway, I told him, I was like, look, I've been watching wrestling long before AEW existed. Hell, I've been watching wrestling long before you existed. So I feel like I kind of know a little bit of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I watched a time when heels were legit hated. Got, threatening or, their hell. I mean, you hear stories about like Roddy Piper and all them like talk about they had people wanting to stab them.
Yeah.
In the crowd.
Stuff, yeah.
There were times they had to be escorted out of there because people were ready to beat their ass.
Yep.
Why is that? Because they believed in them, because they acted like that basically all the time. And yes, back then they had to. But that's another story for another time. The fact that we'll never be able to get back to that point ever again. But now you got MJF who's on it all the time. And I kept asking these people, and nobody can answer this question. What can a heel do in 2020 that's acceptable that can get them legit heat? What can they do? I'm asking, like, what can they do? My answer is, what the fuck MJF's doing?
Yeah.
That's a blueprint right there. But every time I posed this question on TwitterCon, all I got was a whole bunch of what not to do. And all the what not to do's was basically the blueprint of how to be a heel.
Right. Yeah.
And I've said on here before, I think wrestling is in trouble in 2020. Because here you got MJF, right?
Yeah.
Who's playing this magnificent character. Just because, again, as much as I'm sitting here, like, putting him over here, you bet your ass I'm going to boo that prick when I see him. We did.
Yeah, we did it, bro.
We did it in MLW.
We was flipping him off.
Yes. But again, it's frustrating in 2020. It's like wrestling, you can't really be a heel now. Because it's like, oh, you can be a bad guy, but don't you dare cross that threshold. Don't you dare cross that line. It makes me really mad because then I'm going to separate the fantasy from reality and I'm going to bitch about it.
Yep, and you're going to get canceled and whatnot. And,
exactly.
Man, you can't take it too far. Like, you can't, like, there is a line, man. There's a line in wrestling that people are too afraid to cross, bro. Like, I feel like there's possibly been some talents I was like, hey, let me cross that line, but probably those are just guys in WWE, when WWE's like, no,
right,
no, AEW's closer to letting that happen, but even they won't do it either because they don't want the bad PR.
Facts, exactly. And yes, again, there's going to come a time where he's probably going to go too far. And they're going to have to probably do some damage control. But it's funny because I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, man, but MJF's face is out there a lot. And I think this is why, again, I think it was just kind of lightning in a bottle. I just kind of struck at the right time inadvertently with this tweet because MJF's face is everywhere right now for what he did for flipping off that kid at C2E2 or whatever that comic convention was.
Yeah, I saw that on TMZ. TMZ covered that.
Dude, it's not even just TMZ anymore.
Who else was covering that?
I've seen it on news channels. I've seen it. It's everywhere. It is everywhere right now. And then I actually use the TMZ as an example. And again, one of these sheep on Twitter was like, you're going to use TMZ? You're a dipshit. And I was like, hold on, Junior. Let me go ahead and park you too. I'm like, yes, TMZ is trash. But what TMZ is exposure outside of the wrestling bubble. if people see that, they go like, well, who's that guy? That's
Yeah,
funny.
exactly.
I think I might tune into what brand is he on? AEW. What the hell's that? I'm going to tune into that. What channel is that on? TNT. I'm going to check it out. And then they check out AEW. We all know how fresh AEW is, right? Guess
Yep.
what that is? An outside fan being brought back into the wrestling fold. And I beg and I ask you this question. What is wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. There's not, because everybody knows TMZ is basically just the tabloids.
That's all it is. TMZ is straight trash. But again, it's outside exposure.
Yep,
that
facts.
people
You're right.
that people watch, and and again, these wayward wrestling fans out there, they see him and be like, "Oh man, that's some throw. Did he just flip off a kid?" And then next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to do some research on this guy." Then they see his promos, and then they see his in-ring work, because again, he's a very underrated worker too.
Yeah.
Because when all the heel antics and stuff aside, and that bell rings, and he actually wants to throw down, MJF can most definitely go in the ring too. So, again, these fans see this and they're going to gravitate to it, and that's what they need. So, again, guys, I say this is subjective, and I try to hammer that, to these people on Twitter as well. This is all subjective. I'm just calling it how I see it. And I actually had a guy that was just like, well, if you're going to say it, you should say it's your opinion. If it's your opinion, you should say it. You talk like it's fact. And I said, well, sir, it's my Twitter. So if I tweeted it on my Twitter, doesn't that technically make it my opinion? Since when did my tweets become the gospel?
Right, man.
Right, like, and
I
I'm
thought
just
your Twitter was an opinion.
Exactly. It's on my Twitter account. Do I need to put the words "in my opinion"? See, callback. That's why I made that line earlier of "in my opinion," because that's what it's about. Because apparently you got that's basically the equivalent of an asterisk that you have to put on every single comment that you make now, because everybody's going to take your comment as fact. And I also say, and I reiterate it here, it is okay to disagree.
Yeah.
But have a discussion. Don't come at me calling me a dumbass just because, from your Sasha Banks fan account, just because you don't agree with me. You don't?
No,
what the hell is wrong with you?
Not Sasha Banks fan 4772.
Seriously, actually it's 4779. But yeah, just oh my god, like it was ridiculous. Like every time I got on my phone, bruh, it kept going and going for like 2 days. It kept going, and it's cooled down now. Like not like I haven't really gotten anything tonight, and whatever. I'm glad it did, because I was tired of repeating myself.
Right.
And it got to the point to where I'm just like, you know what? Check the podcast. Check the podcast, because I'm going to talk about it. You want to hear my opinion that's not restricted by 140 characters or however many it is on Twitter? Check out the podcast. And I actually told him, pack a lunch because I'll take you to school. And I hope you guys do listen. And just know that if you are, I do not hate you. I do not think you're stupid. I would agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. But again, this is all subjective. I'm going to say a line that I usually say at the end of the show. Even if we disagree, we are wrestling and we are one. I don't hate you. I love you. And if you follow me, I love you even more. And if you don't, I don't love you any less. Whatever. Couldn't care less. But again, I'm okay with you having your opinion.
Right.
You want to tell me that you think Baron Corbin is a better heel? I'm going to disagree with that, because I'm like, I can't say that dog food spot got very much heat with me.
Right.
Cool. You want to say, which somebody actually said this, Con, you want to say Lana is a better heel?
Then who?
MJF?
Oof.
I actually told this person to just stop it, because they're just looking for attention.
Yeah, that would. Nah, you can't even. That's not even a comparison, bro.
But then they try to come back with reasons.
Oh no. Well, they're talking about the YouTube views.
I don't even. No, they didn't even come at me with numbers.
Dang.
They didn't even come at me with that.
Dang, I would have gave you it if you would have done the research and know that at the time that she was getting the most YouTube views. But dang, they can't even come with that.
Didn't even come at me with that. Yeah, they want to come at me with Baron Corbin, Lana, Bailey.
What?
Bailey.
Yo, Bailey ain't doing it for me, bro.
No, dude,
No.
it's so forced. And now I will say there were some good name drops as well, and I'll give credit to those. Tommaso Ciampa,
Yeah.
that's a good name drop.
Yeah.
Jay White,
Yeah.
that's an okay name drop. I love Jay White, but is he really, really creating worldwide heat? I don't quite think so.
Nah.
He's great, and is he killing it in New Japan? Hell yes. Bullet Club, absolutely, I'm with it. But is he garnering worldwide heat? Not quite. Another one they tried to throw out there, Kenta. I like Kenta, but it was a swing and a miss with him in the States, and you can blame that on the E. That's fine. You want to blame that on WWE? That's cool, because as we mentioned, they don't know how to handle the talent that they have.
Right.
But is he killing it in New Japan right now? Absolutely he is. He's doing fantastic over there, but is it worldwide heat on the level of MJF? I can't say it is because I don't see them talking about Kenta on the news. I don't see them talking about Jay White on TMZ.
Yeah.
I don't see them talking about Jay White on the Chicago Tribune. I don't see them talking about these guys everywhere. MJF's face right now is everywhere. And if you don't think AEW isn't going to take advantage of that, you haven't been paying attention to AEW.
Yeah, true that, man.
I know
True
I'm
that.
I'm ranting a lot, dude. I feel like I'm like taking over the show, and I apologize. I'll bounce it back to you.
No, man, that's what we talk here. It's an open forum to have an open opinion, man, and that to me, man, it's crazy because Randy Orton, I think he's definitely got like the longevity down in terms of having, he's been around longer. He's had a lot more heel runs longer. We both know that Randy Orton is a fantastic heel. But if you want to ask me here, now, this very minute, this day and age, this era, man, it's MJF, bro. It's MJF. I've seen too much. I've seen too much from this guy, man. I mean, we was there at that MLW show over in Chicago. Homie jumped the gate and was ready to fight this man. Ready to
catch a
fight
case.
this man. Like,
Ready to catch
security.
case.
God.
There was another moment, and again, it's going to happen. One day, a fan is going to step to MJF because I don't know if you've been like keeping score of his interactions with fans. He can be getting handsy with fans. And not in a nice way.
Oh, boy.
Like there was one, I think it was on Dynamite. It was on one of the episodes of Dynamite. MJF like ran out the crowd, or like was like coming up through the crowd or something.
Yeah.
He flipped the bill of one guy's hat and knocked it off his head.
Oh, damn.
And then as he's standing by the rail, this fan to his left was talking. I believe it was to his left, or I might have this backwards. But anyway, fan was on the left side. We'll just say left. Was on the left side talking shit to him. A fan to the right of him, who wasn't even with this other guy, had a beer. MJF grabbed the dude's beer on the right and threw it in the face of the dude on the left.
Oh, shit.
And then hopped the rail and got back in the ring and did his thing.
What about the one where he took somebody's fan, broke it, and like smacked somebody in the face with it?
Yeah. And it wasn't even the guy. Yeah, because he took that guy's sign and then he hit another guy with it. I've seen that fool spit his gum at people.
Oh my god!
Like he is, and come on, the ultimate heel move. And I dare you, I implore you to find a wrestler who's made a bigger heel move than this right here. This man, MJF, on Revolution, came out to his match with Cody Rhodes with a Burberry robe.
He came out in the Burberry robe, bro. Like, this man.
Like, I wouldn't piss on that dude if he was on fire. This man, again, you can say I'm jock riding, whatever. I don't give a damn. It's just my opinion. He is one of the most easy characters that I love to hate.
Yeah, yep. He's good TV,
you despise him, and yes, and yeah, you can say, oh, well, there's been other wrestlers. How they got a wrestler there now that was a dickhead who wears a scarf? They've had that before. Yeah, of course they've had it before. I mean, but again, MJF is his own character, though, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And for him to be where he's at now, God, can you imagine where he's going to be 5 years from now?
I know. I know. He's got a long time to get so much better than he already is, bro.
For real. I mean, the sky truly is the limit for that guy. And hell, he had a banger of a promo this week on Dynamite.
Man, he was over there. This dude with the I Pin Cody shirt. How long do you think he's gonna wear that shirt?
Oh man, it's gonna keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna say at least a month. Hell, I don't know.
I was thinking maybe a month.
But I popped when I seen it.
Yeah.
but and again, he's got the big homie Wardlow with him.
Yeah, the heater.
Who's got a great look in his own right. And he's going to do nothing but, profit from, being with MJF as well.
Yep.
Secondary heat for one of the best heels in the game, in my opinion. So again, it's all going to pay off, as well as the baby faces who fight against him.
Yep.
Because think about it, that's an easy night for the baby faces. All they got to do is punch him in the face.
Yep. Yep. And the crowd's going to get behind it.
And the crowd's going to go nuts because they want to see that man get punched in the face. Because again, look at that man's face; it is very punchable.
Right.
So I mean, I really don't know what else to say on this. Again, if you guys want to go to my Twitter and check it out, I'll plug the Twitter handle at the end of the show. So you guys can check it out and feel free to comment on it yourself if you disagree with me. All I ask is have a discussion, and I know you guys in the household, I know you guys don't roll like that.
Easy, yeah, they're easy to talk to, man. Easy to talk to. They get it. You guys get it in the 14 different countries all across these great United States and locally right here in Indiana. It's easy to talk to them, bro.
Absolutely, man. We're on the same page. We're on the same page. We're on the same page when it comes to this, man, because, I mean, not necessarily on the opinion, but we're okay with the difference of opinion. Why?
Exactly,
because we're one. We just love this business, and we all have our favorites. We all have our least favorites. We all have our brands. Some of y'all only watch WWE. That's cool. I apologize that I'm not vibing. You know what? I'm not going to apologize that I'm not vibing on your product. But, I'm sorry that we're not going to be able to interact as much.
Right.
With me not watching your product, but just know that I am still keeping up with what's going on.
We're not those guys, man. We're not going to be like, oh, well, we're never going to watch again. And I'm glad we got to that, because I wanted to say this. We're not the type of guys that are slaves to that. WWE's made some bad decisions, but I'll never say that I'll never watch again, because it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And there's many of people that say, I'll never watch again, but you always keep up with it, keep tabs with it. You'll never totally be out of the loop. And so I'm not going to be one of those guys that are going to be a slave to that. And I know you're not either. If it gets good again, maybe we'll sway back and start watching it again. And guys, go back and listen to the old episodes. There was a time in the very beginning, only thing I was doing was NXT reviews, because I wasn't vibing with what was going down on Raw and SmackDown. And we've said it so many times on this show. Yeah, we kind of went in a little bit earlier, but for the most part, for 170 plus episodes, for the very most part, if there's something we're not vibing with, we just don't talk about it, We just don't talk about it, and that's how it's always been. It's never been any different. So for us to say that we're not vibing with the product right now, yes, we mean that. We both truly mean that. I have not been compelled to watch a Raw. I have not been compelled on a Friday night to watch a SmackDown. I'd much rather sit here and have a podcast and chat wrestling with my homie than sit up and force myself to watch something for 2 hours just to give out content. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it, bro, because I'm not gonna sit up here and force out content when we've done 170 plus episodes of quality.
Absolutely. I mean, that's an absolute fact. And again, I would rather, omit watching WWE stuff and coming on to doing a hollow show or just a flat out negative show.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just not with it. And, and I'll go ahead and stay ahead of the curve just in case if somebody's like, well, Hutch, what is it that WWE could do to bring you back, to make you want to watch? I'll go ahead and tell you. Get some writers who can actually write for wrestlers.
Yeah.
Get a booker. Don't get a writer. Get bookers.
I agree.
Get somebody who actually knows wrestling characters, not soap opera characters, not actors, not Hollywood bullshit, not sitcom characters, wrestling characters, and actually understands how wrestling works, and stop micromanaging your talent. The thing with WWE, if you ask me, is they are chained by too many handlers, too many controllers. You have the networks. They're a publicly traded company, so you got the stockholders.
Yep.
And advantage, again, AEW. AEW is privately owned. AEW is privately funded, basically, and we're seeing it. They can do whatever they want.
Yep, and they've been doing it.
And yes, they have to answer to the executives at TNT. I get that. But they have a lot more flexibility, a lot more freedom, and it shows in their talents, it shows in their characters, it shows in their stories.
Yep.
And because going into Elimination, here's an example. Now, granted, I know this Elimination Chamber show that's apparently this Sunday, I guess.
Whoa. That's this Sunday?
I guess so. I think so. Hold on. Let me. You know what? We'll check live. Well, it won't be live when you guys are listening to it, but it's live right now. I do believe that it is this Sunday because I believe that they said it on SmackDown, or excuse me, on WWE's website.
Yeah.
So let's see, Elimination Chamber.
Yo, okay, yeah, it is Sunday. I'm looking at it right now.
Yep, there it is. Yep, it is this Sunday. I can't even tell you the card. Do they have an Elimination Chamber for the guys? I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
I
couldn't tell you. Only thing I got here in front of me, bro, is for some reason Daniel Bryan is going to go up against Drew Gulak at Elimination Chamber.
Wait, what? Why? God, I don't care. Anyway,
Why?
What? Well, here's another one for you. You want another example of which again, I don't know if this is true, but this is the scuttlebutt going around. Example number 532. That WWE doesn't know what talent they possess. Apparently, Vince McMahon allegedly is already done with Shayna Baszler.
What?
Done. Lost interest. They booked her in a heel versus heel match to bring her in, and they stuck her with a woman who is a parody of her former self now, in Becky Lynch. Like, it's fucking absurd. What, like, and then you had the crowd, this WWE crowd. Shayna Baszler is a hell of a worker.
Yeah, she really is. Shayna
Baszler is one of the baddest women that they have on that roster right now. And yes, there's a lot of awesome, other awesome talent as well on WWE side. I mean, you got Asuka. I mean, and again, I like Becky Lynch. I like Becky, but I'm to the point, and I know we talk shit about this because like everybody wanted Becky to be champion, and this is not Becky's fault. This is back to the writers. I'm done with Becky Lynch being champion. It's stale, it's boring, and she has again become a parody of herself.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The man is just a gimmick now. Like, she comes out and she cuts the. I just don't feel that passion anymore. You know what I mean? That it felt at the beginning of the Becky at the Becky Lynch the Man run. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, it's just. And again, she's, as I said, man, she's good. She's great. And I still dig her as a talent and all that. But it's like, I want to see these characters be more themselves, be the characters that they see for themselves. And you know what? Fuck it. Y'all can at me. You know what? Apparently I heel turned on Twitter. I'll heel turn on here now because what the hell? How much worse could it really be? And I know that this individual has zero interest of doing this. Bring back Vince Russo.
Oh man, you said his name.
I don't give two shits. There is nothing that man booked that is any worse than that tripe that they continue to churn out for you people every single week. Now, you guys want to have a discussion about that, a logical, honest discussion about that, even if you disagree, you can find me on social media, and we'll gladly talk about that.
Bro.
And if I'm wrong, hey, tell me why. Give me facts.
Sure, bring it out there, man. Shoot, I said it on Pope's podcast. That's Pope's Point of View, 45 Minutes of Fire. I straight up said, I was like, I would straight up take Bruce Pritchard out and put Vince Russo in. What's the worst that could happen?
Right, it couldn't get any worse.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Any worse? I mean, yeah, you might get a few somethings on a pole match.
Right.
When's the last time we had one of those? It's been a minute, right?
But it's the truth, man. But you know what? I don't think he's going. If he ever went to that well again, it would just be to rib everybody.
Oh, for sure. You know it. But again, that man has zero interest in going back and living that life, and damn it, I don't blame him.
Man, I'm sure. I kind of did it on a much smaller scale. I couldn't imagine doing that in that type of role. That week
after week,
every single week, I couldn't go.
and dealing with Vince McMahon,
I couldn't go.
Hard pass.
I couldn't go, man. I'm good on that. That's a lot of stress. Man. I'll stay in the indies, bro. But
yeah, right.
But no, I totally agree. I don't think that he's gonna be it'd be any worse. I don't think it could get any worse. If anything, maybe it would give them opportunity to kind of tap into themselves a little bit more. But still, even with Paul Heyman there on Mondays, it ain't there.
It ain't it. And again, Paul Heyman is an excellent wrestling mind.
Yeah.
But again, this all boils down to Vince McMahon. It all falls on his shoulders. And I am hearing that, which again, I don't know if this is true, but that Vince McMahon has not been showing up to SmackDown and Raw lately, and that it's been Bruce Pritchard in that spot.
Well, and you've been probably dealing with the XFL, I suppose, right?
I would think so, and probably trying to plug all the holes in that because their ratings are fucking tanking right now.
So it's going the same way, huh?
It seems that way. Their executive guy, I'm not sure what the guy's name is. The guy that they have talking it, we'll call him Mark Dingleflopper. I don't know what the hell his name is, but so yeah, Dingleflopper was talking about how the attendance was up in a couple of the games, and we're satisfied with it, and they're trying to no-sell the ratings just like they did on Raw and SmackDown. That's continuing to tip. They may go up every once in a while on Raw, but let's face it, they're not. They're a fraction of what they used to be back when Russo was booking. But I digress. But again, just to touch back on that subject for a second. Again, one of my favorite things that and it's not just Russo that says this. Austin has said this. The Rock has said this. There's been a lot of credible talent that does not have ill words to say about Vince Russo. Some of your old favorites. Vince Russo would ask Steve Austin, how would you react to what happened last week? What would you say in that spot? How would you react to that situation? And what did we typically see on Raw that following week? Exactly how Steve Austin would respond in that situation. What he would say and do in that situation. I mean, am I making sense here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's complicated, but it's simple too. And again, yes, I know that I probably triggered one or two of you by saying, "Oh, let's bring back Russo," as Khan did. Probably triggered a few people on the Pope's podcast. But again, it could really be worse.
Bro,
And
one big thing with that is there's got to be things that will make that like back in the day was us changing the channel and we would switch between channels and you would just flip over Raw and something crazy would be happening that would make you stop. What the hell is going on here?
Right.
You don't have that now, and even even on the internet, like there's nothing that they're doing. There's nothing that they're doing really that's going viral unless it's Keith Lee, Yeet, and Adam Cole, and that's in NXT. The main rosters ain't doing nothing viral, and that's the way that you got to go. Like, there's things that you'll see on the internet, on the indies, that whether you like it or whether you don't like it. We're not going to talk about whether you like it or don't like it. That's not the discussion right now. But like guys like jumping off the second story of them all and stuff like that. They're not doing stuff like that to get people talking on the internet and bring them into their product, And I think that if anything, Vince Russo would maybe be in that mind frame of like, we've got to do every now and again, do some off the wall shit to keep people on their toes.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's not all going to land.
No, it's not. And it didn't.
And all of Russo's stuff didn't land. Hell, the Attitude Era isn't as great as people made it out to be. There was a lot of shit on that too. Yeah, but it's just a lot of people they're looking at it through a nostalgic lens. Yeah, and and I was we were there. I was there. I watched that shit every single fucking week. Same. And but even the bad stuff was so bad in a good way, if that makes sense. Yeah. But now it's just. And again, my opinion, it's just bad. Like, I actually saw tonight, I saw the follow-up because I tweeted on Twitter. I put out there, I'm like, was there anything worthwhile watching on SmackDown tonight? Because, I'm not trying to be negative. I just can't bring myself to watch WWE's product lately. Right. And I gotta, if you, you're not, you don't waste your time, blah, blah, blah. But then I got, the Bray Wyatt segment was good. So I found it. Yeah. I found a promo that it was about 3 minutes of Bray Wyatt in the Funhouse doing a promo on John Cena. And you know what?
What?
It was basically the same thing, the same approach that he had with everybody else he fought. He has their pictures in the background. Bray Wyatt's becoming formulaic.
Oh, no.
Yep. He was just basically like, oh, yeah, hey, how you doing? Doing a shtick. And all these pictures of John Cena's in the back. He gives the history, and here comes Ramblin' Rabbit. He's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He pinned you years ago at WrestleMania, yada, yada, yada. And then they show the little clip of, Bray Wyatt doing the job at Mania years ago. And then they come back, and then Wyatt's like, I forgive you, John, but he doesn't, blah, blah, blah. And then they show the Fiend, and it's the same color by number stuff that they do with everybody else.
Damn.
He's just another character now. He's just another guy. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is my breaking point. Bray Wyatt, in my opinion, was the best character that they've had in at least the last decade. And they ruined it. That man worked arduously to reinvent himself and succeeded in every possible way and came back bigger and better and more improved just better in every way. Just when you think, wow, Bray Wyatt was an incredible character, it doesn't get any better than this. No, this new iteration of Bray Wyatt makes the old one look stale. And I love that version of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And now they ruined this too? I just can't. And that right there, again, was my tipping point to where it's like, these guys really don't know how to write for their characters. And therefore, I'm at least temporarily done.
Right. That's where I'm at, bro. Like I said, you can add us. It don't matter. Oh, well, you'll be watching again next week. Blah, blah. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. But if I don't feel compelled to, if I'm not feeling interested, if in my mind I'd rather sit down on a Monday night and watch Adult Swim and play Switch and kick it with my wife, if I'd much rather do that than try to follow 3 hours worth of wrestling and then talk about it and force myself to do it like it's a chore, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it, bro. I'm just not gonna do it. And that's what it's felt like. It's felt like a chore because I'm not engaged, Hutch.
Yeah, I'm just not in it. I'm just not with it. I have no excitement to watch every single week. And it's Mania season. And I just will I concede and say that that I'm going to tune in or watch WrestleMania? I probably will, just because it's WrestleMania.
It's the hype of the weekend, bro.
Yeah, it's the hype of the weekend, and sure, I'll watch their takeover that weekend.
Yep.
Because NXT really is the best product under the WWE umbrella, even though I haven't watched an NXT show the last NXT content that I've consumed was their last takeover. And I'm not going to sit here and say that NXT's putting out bad shows. From what I hear, they've been good, and they have a lot of characters that I dig. You know, I want to see what's going on with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano again.
That's been good.
I'm sure that has been good. I like the Broserweights. I think they're great. Nobody else is really popping in my head right now, but I'm sure they got some. Damian Priest. I hope he's doing some shit down there, or in NXT. I'm not sure if they're doing anything with him right now, but yeah, they got excellent talent there too. And I'm sure they're putting out good shows. They lost in the ratings again this week for the 10th week in a row, but and I don't think there's anything they're going to be able to do. They're not going to beat AEW.
They're gonna have to overhaul everything, bro.
It's
gonna have to be a complete new look because it's a presentation.
Ooh, I have an interesting question to pose to you and the household.
What's that?
Do you think it would be a good idea for AEW to possibly run a Monday night special against Monday Night Raw just to see how many of their viewers that they can take?
I say don't do it right away. But you start building on that 900,000 that you're getting on Wednesdays. Then you test it and see what it is, and see what the ratings are on that Monday if they hype it up and promote it right, which I think they would. And if you're even in the ballpark of Monday Night Raw, you might want to consider a Monday show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, I think it may be a bit too early for that as well, but I think it would be interesting, and it honestly makes me wonder how many of the Raw viewers that they could impact.
See, and the way I see it, sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you're good.
The way I see it like this is, yes, they're beating AEW is beating NXT, which is by far presentation-wise their best product, whether it be the wrestling or the storytelling or whatever. But casuals aren't truly going to take AEW seriously until they start beating out what their perception of is the A show, and that's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, or hell, I mean, you could even say, oh, maybe they should try swinging on SmackDown first.
Yeah, maybe try swinging on SmackDown first. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe bump it to a Friday night or something. Friday night fight night or some shit like that. Like come up with some special gimmick or something just to test it. Just to see how we go. And, and they're in good grounds with TNT. I don't know if TNT has, awesome programming at that time. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't think so. But yeah, I think that would be an interesting experiment for them to do. like you said, though, is it the time for it? Probably not. They need to work on, kind of getting more of those cornerstones of their roster there.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
continue to build their, their homegrown talent too, to hopefully at least close to that level of that outside talent, and have the right story, the right, they obviously the draw. They'd have to have a major draw to try to draw those eyes over to them that night, or those couple of nights, or or however long they wanted to try to run it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, it's just something that kind of popped in my head, and I was like, that might be an interesting question to throw out there.
That is a great question. What do you guys in the household think? Do you guys think that at some point, maybe a year or so, maybe a little bit more, a little less down the line, should AEW test the waters on a Monday or a Friday night? Hey, hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking. That was a great discussion that we had there. But, man, we want to close this show out. It's been a really great show. I mean, I've really enjoyed this conversation. It's made for a really great episode. It's been a crazy busy week for me with the wife being sick and everything, but it's great to end the week and give you guys some great content on Saturday. But yeah, guys, she's getting better though. Miss Fabulosity is getting better, so don't worry. You'll hear her back on the show at some point, and she's gonna be just as feisty as you guys remember. But but as we've already said, we're dropping this on March 7th, and March 7th, there's a big show that's going down, Hutch, and it's going down in Terre Haute, Indiana, and that is New Wave Pro Steel City Madness. As In Your House is gonna be traveling down. Going to Terre Haute, man, and I'm going to be doing commentary for the show. You're going to check it out for the first time. Docs is going to check it out for the first time. It's going to be a great time. Always great to fellowship and hit the roads, with the In Your House team and do something cool. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And it's not just that, man. We're going to get a great show too, bro.
Oh, man, I'm excited about it. Because I've been hearing you talk of New Wave Pro and just talk about how, and I know like a lot, quite a few of the talent that's going to be there. And it's going to be awesome to see, wrestling homies, man. It's going to be awesome to see them again. I can't wait. Sam Knight, just a whole squad.
Yeah,
everybody.
for sure, yeah.
But just to see this product, to actually be there and see this product and see exactly what they're doing. And again, the card looks great. And, I hope to see some of the household out there, man. I want to see some of y'all. If y'all in the Indiana area, at or around Terre Haute, or want to make a road trip or something, because what I gather, the weather's not going to be too bad tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good day. Hey, come ride with us, follow us.
Yeah, mob out with us, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a hell of a time. Khan's going to be on commentary. There's going to be some kick-ass talent in the ring, and some, and you've heard a lot of those talent on this show.
Oh yeah.
And again, man, New Wave Pro is really, really doing some major, major moves here in the Indiana area. And hell, they keep going. They're going to be able to go wherever the hell they want. Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, guys definitely want to check it out. And I'm sure we'll probably crank out some content for you guys on the road, on the journey down there.
You guys know we got to give it to you guys. You guys know we love to do it.
And you love our road stories too, man. Our road podcasts are some of the best ones we have.
Oh, God. Oh, bro. They need to, if any of you new listeners, please do yourself a favor and at some point go back to the Chicago story last year. That was so good. So good.
Oh, man. Chicago. I'm still, man, that city, that city has still scarred me, bro.
I know. We ripped them, bro. We ripped Chicago on that episode, but all in all, we had a good time, man. So like you were saying, our road shows are always really fun, and we're gonna give you guys some great shows there. Some great episodes next week coming out from New Wave Pros. We're gonna see Holly Cromwell go up against Becky Idol, little women's action. And we have so many, as you already stated, former guests. We have former guest Paragon, former guest Cole Radrick, former guest Shiloh Greaves, former guest Dalton Davis is gonna be on the show. That's gonna be great. Sam Knight. Guys, this is gonna be a hell of a show with some great matches. You guys are gonna see some great stories being told. It's Steel City Madness is the goods, man, and what New Wave Pro is investing into making everything great. I really believe in it, man. I really believe in what they're doing. And then you got, you tie it all in there with having an authority figure such as Earl Joseph, man, he's really, I don't know if you've been seeing some of his videos, some of his personal stuff.
He's so good.
He's fire, bro. He is so fire, bro. He is good at his shit.
Yeah, he's so good. I mean, he's one of those guys that you can just tell he wants it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like you want to see how to hustle and how to succeed in this game. Go to Earl Joseph for the blueprint.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Because that man, first off, he's humble as hell.
Yes, he is.
In spite of how he may sound when he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's humble as hell, and just extremely charismatic. And we're not even getting into the delightful accent that he has.
Oh, you love his accent.
I mean, he's Liverpool lip, dude. His high rules, lavender pants. But hell, now he's multicolored pants because he's got all kinds of them now. This man came to the last show. Let me tell y'all something about Earl. This fool, and I hope I ain't gonna catch any heat from him for throwing this out there. But this man came with a whole fucking wardrobe.
Best dressed man in professional wrestling, bro.
I'm like, man, where's your lavender pants at? He's like, oh, I have all the pants. I'm just like, I'm like, this man has a whole fucking wardrobe. I love this guy. He's delightful.
Best. He's the best.
And I'm actually looking forward to seeing him because he on Twitter, I seen that he's got these cards that like he signs for fans and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm all like, hey, that's pretty dope. And he's like, well, I got one for you, handsome. And I'm just like, oh, I'll cherish it always. Like I adore this guy. He's fantastic. So if you guys aren't hip to Earl Joseph, the Liverpool lip, man, y'all better get hip to this guy, man, because I could see him going to. I don't know if he'd want to do WWE stuff, but could I see AEW finding him and doing something with him if they roll through this area? Fuck yes. Absolutely. So again, that is just one of the many amazing, just unique, dynamic talents that you can find at New Way Pro Wrestling.
Yes, man. Yeah, it's great. You got Gregory Iron coming through. You got Percy Davis, the Big Purse Universe. We're all just living in it. He's going up against Solomon Tupu for the Crossroads Championship. That's gonna be great. You got Sam Knight going up against Joey O'Reilly inside the cage for the NWP Heavyweight Championship. That's gonna be fantastic. And that rivalry's gotten so personal so quick with I don't know if you've seen it, man, and I even hate to bring it up on the show like this, so we're treading on some tough territory here, man, but Joey O'Reilly actually used Sam's father who passed away in a promo to help himself get over, bro.
Oof.
Yeah.
See, that's heat. That's heat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you're like, oh, he shouldn't have went there and said that. You can't just say that. You can't do that. That don't make you a heel. That makes you an asshole. Guess what? No, that makes me want to see that match. That makes that sells it, man.
And you know what else?
What's that?
Sam Knight's gonna rip his fucking head off, and we're all gonna want to see it.
Exactly. That's the kind of thing. It's like, like it talks people into the seats. It gets people there. It makes them want to watch online. It makes them want to see it. It's called a draw.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's how
I
it is.
agree. And New Wave gets that, bro.
Right.
They get it.
And again, you look at the way that they present themselves online. It's constant. It's not constant. It's not spamming. It's constant.
Yeah.
Programming. It's new stuff. Be it interviews, be it announcements for matches, be it promos, be it whatever, vignettes. It doesn't matter. Free matches. It's out there, guys. It's out there. You could watch it on Facebook. I believe they got a YouTube. They're out there. Your social media. I'm not sure if they're on the Instagram. I'm sure they probably are. I know Sam Knight is, but I'm pretty sure New Way Pro is on Instagram too.
They have Instagram. Yep.
I know they're on Twitter because I actually tagged them today in regards to talking about, hey, we're going to the show this weekend, yay. But yeah, guys, get hip to New Way Pro. Get hip, because I mean it is one of, if not the best promotion. I won't say probably the best promotion, because again, it's the only one that I'm seeing consistently now.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that makes it the best because they're the only, but nobody else is making.
But they're putting out constant content to keep this show in your mind, and content is king, bro.
Exactly, and like you said, it keeps it fresh in people's minds, and that's what you need to do in this ADD society. You know, because you got people who's got a lot of stuff on their mind right now. A lot of adulting's going on. You got the Wu-Tang flu taking over everybody. Everybody's freaking the fuck out about that.
Yep.
P.S. It's all just media fear-mongering. Don't buy into that shit. Live your life. If you get it, take care of yourself like you have the flu. If you got a shitty immune system or you happen to be elderly, then yes, get your ass to the hospital. But other than that, y'all, it really ain't that deep. Anyway, back to the show.
You pull back the curtain way far there, bro.
Man, it's late, bro. Man, I'm fucking rambling at this point. New Wave. Back to New Wave. Look, guys, again, there's going to be a killer show going on tomorrow night. Con and I both, and everybody at New Wave want to see that house packed.
Yes.
We want. I don't want to say, I don't want to like wish this on people. Be like, we want to see people that show up and want to come in but can't get in because we're at capacity. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of shit that I want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
We want to see a gathering. We want to see, loud, boisterous people that want to come there and then take in just an amazing wrestling show. So, guys, join us. Join us tomorrow night. New Way Pro, Steel City Madness. Get with us.
It's going to be a great time going down in the Armory starting off at 6:30. It's going to be a fantastic time, and In Your House will be in the building. And this was just another great episode, man, and we wanted to put out some content because I hadn't had a chance to really do a podcast or anything this week, dealing with everything I've been dealing with and being busy and working and the wife being sick and everything. So we wanted to put out something. We wanted to put out some kind of content for you guys. So we're going to drop this on Saturday, and we'll definitely have some more episodes for you next week, talking about Steel City Madness, AEW. You guys know we're going to get back to how you guys are used to it, because, you just got to understand sometimes distance makes the heart grow fonder, and now that it's been a little bit of time, it's time for In Your House to come back and do what we do best. And another thing that Hutch does best is do exactly what he does at the end of the show every single time, letting them know where they can find the cornerstone of commentary. So it is your time, Hutch, to plug it.
Well, thank you very much, Con. I appreciate that. And I'm actually going to throw you guys a curveball this time. I actually have a new social media that I can't believe I'm going to throw out there. I honestly can't believe I have this shit, but I do have this shit, and I'm dead ass, guys. I'm kind of addicted to it. Your boy's on TikTok, Con.
Man, what you doing on TikTok, bro? Come on, you a grown man on TikTok. What's happening?
Man, I'm TikToking, Briz. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm doing my thing. Like, I still don't know what the bloody hell I'm doing on it, but you know what?
Do you got any followers?
I got 12.
Okay, you getting there. You started off slow, just like you started off with the Twitter and whatnot.
And I'm not trying to brag, but I do believe a majority of them are women. So,
ladies,
and not kids either. They ain't kids, so y'all calm down, because I filter that shit. I ain't trying to have a whole bunch of kids following me.
I feel that.
And it actually looks like a whole bunch of single moms, so I guess I'm kind of with it. But
you're kind of over, bro.
yeah, I mean, you know, we got a demographic. What can I say? Hey, it's okay to want to taste. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, I guess if y'all want to follow me on the TikTok, and it's the same as my Twitter, at Hutch IYH. I think there's a search function on there that you can add me, I guess. I'm not too sure how it works, and I'm honestly not sure if I'm tic-tacking or whatever, right? But yeah, I'm on there, and again, you can follow me on the Twitter as well, at Hutch IYH. Check out that pinned tweet that basically divided Twitter in regards of MJF and Randy Orton. And you know what I always say here, it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you still watch WWE, that's cool. AEW, that's awesome as well. NXT, New Japan, Ring of Honor, New Way Pro, It doesn't matter what you watch. We are wrestling. We are Legion. We are one. Thank you so much, guys, for your continued support on this show. For myself, for Khan, Docs, Miss Fabulosity, Don P, Jimmy, everybody. We are wrestling. We are Legion. We are one, and we love you. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Stay away from the coronavirus. Don't get sick. And if you are sick, stay the fuck away from me. Much love, guys. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
We are one. One of the great slogans from my man, the cornerstone of commentary, Mikey Hutch. And we just belted out another good episode. But guys, that's what we do. It don't matter if it's planned or if it's just off the hip. We get y'all that word. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Guys, it is going down. Tonight is the night. Yes, I'm saying it right now. It's Steel City Madness going down New Wave Pro. It is at the Armory. Guys, what are you doing? Buy a freaking shirt. That's www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Get this work. Get this shirt. And guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on. Or get gone. Because the household, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a good day and a great weekend. Peace.